Okay, so I was getting from the Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine keeps writing messages, then deletes them before he sends them. Divine Masculine keeps deleting messages, so goes to send a message. So we've got air, breathing deep, entering into life, exchanging of life-bringing energies. So basically, this masculine goes to message his feminine, then deletes it, falling in love, because this masculine is really falling in love, deeply in love, and wants to reach out and message his feminine, but he goes to delete the message just after and just before he presses send. Just before he presses send, and then after he wishes he'd sent the message. So it views his divine feminine as very sexy, so there's a strong sexual connection there, and it's not just about the sex, it's about the love. So I was getting that this masculine really wants to make love. And then we've got dreams. I was getting quite possibly this masculine keeps dreaming about his feminine and really wants to message his feminine. Maybe the feminine is constantly on his mind, goes to a message and then backs out, wants to keep it a secret. So wants to keep it a secret that he is watching, he wants to message, he wants to press that send button, but right now he's really not got the balls to do so. I wonder why. I wonder why he does not press send, because with pressing that send, that is going to have you come together and have that rapid development, excellence and success. So basically, if you are a masculine and you've been writing up text messages to this feminine but deleting, go ahead and press send. But watch your wording. Go ahead, press that send button, and I'm pretty sure this feminine is going to reply, because I was getting that this feminine feels exactly the same way. So he's quite taken back by this feminine's beauty, kindness, and that full energy. Homeland. And this masculine feels like he is at home. Telepathy, could quite possibly have telepathy, non-verbal communication, energetic pulses, and mind reading. So quite possibly some sort of mind reading, maybe if masculine or feminine has got this, maybe knowing that now's maybe not the time, or wait a little bit, mind reading. Wanting to really press send, but having that time out to contemplate whether this is just love, if this is just lust, or is it love, or is it a bit of both? Is it love? Is it lust? I was getting quite possibly masculine is feeling really confused, as he never set out to feel this way. It was kind of something, a love what took him off guard. Divination. So could be going to someone who practices divination to get a reading. So masculine could be paying for a reading because he's really yearning. So longing for someone, undesired separation and pining. So there's a lot of pining, a lot of yearning, and really wanting to reach out, wanting to know if feminine feels the same, and if she does, do you feel the same way too? Do you feel the same way too? I can't remember what song that is, but it does say in the song what I'm thinking of, do you feel the same way too? And do you still think of me at all? So I'm getting Gabrielle Rise again. Do you still think of me at all? So feminine could be thinking, does masculine think about her? Has he forgotten? And vice versa. And the answer to that is no. Codependency. So we've got codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So that could be alcohol addiction. That could be work addiction. That could be drug addiction, which is literally messing up your love, your romantic life, and release your ex and free yourself. So there could be an ex what's blocking this connection. Quite possibly masculine or feminine could already be in a relationship, so they wasn't expecting to get into another relationship or even think about another relationship, as they was tied up in a relationship with somebody else. But this love has just come out of nowhere and ignited some sort of feelings in you both. Let your friends help. So quite possibly friends could know about this, and engagement. So maybe this new love could lead to engagement, or quite possibly this masculine or feminine was already engaged to somebody else, and then this masculine or feminine fell in love with somebody else whilst there was in an engagement, a committed relationship with somebody else. With this new love coming out, a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So again, if you're already in a relationship, you're not looking for anybody else, but I was getting that whilst this masculine or feminine was in some sort of engagement or a love relationship, they found somebody else. Heart-to-heart conversations. So heart-to-heart conversations, honestly discuss yourself and feelings with each other. Heart-to-heart conversations as, again, maybe this masculine's feeling confused or feminine as they are in another relationship and doesn't really want to leave his ex to start a new relationship. So could have gone back to his ex to make it work with his ex, but he's still thinking about this feminine. Give your relationship a chance. I'm wondering, what would it be like if we hadn't have stopped speaking? What would it be like if we were still speaking? What would it be like to be with this masculine, this feminine, instead of this masculine or this feminine, who they are already with or in and out of a love relationship with? So a lot of confusion. A masculine's wondering why there's such a strong connection there, and that's because you was together in a past life. So you've known each other before. That's why it was a really strong connection where you felt like you merged, and maybe you feel like you are soulmates or twin flames. So you could have been soulmates in a past life, could have been together in a past life, and then met together in this lifetime, but either masculine or feminine was already in a relationship. And religious factors. So going back to, one could be atheist, one could be Christian, one could be communist or Buddha or something like that, Muslim, Jewish, Jehovah, and something surrounding religious factors, indications. And then we've got very soon. So clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So this masculine, this feminine is really wanting to reconcile, really wanting to get back in that energy field and healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So it could be on one side or both sides where there's some family issues what need healing. Some family issues what need healing. So maybe healing them family issues quite soon. And calling in that soulmate, because this is a soulmate. Your prayers, your affirmations and your visualizations help you bring you together, and this could actually lead to marriage. So whilst this masculine or feminine is engaged to somebody else, this masculine or feminine is thinking about marrying his soulmate, and he's getting his best friend, his lifelong friend, soulmate, best friends. I mean, if you had like a relationship where you was like best friends, and then you get married, that's marrying your best friend, your soulmate, your lifelong partner. So again, there's a lot of forgiving and learning. So releasing the past, forgiving, not just for their benefit, but for your benefit, as releasing, forgiving and releasing those who have done you wrong opens up your heart space for more love, for that of a higher vibration. and let go of control issues. So maybe either one or both has some sort of control issues where you want everything to happen now, but it will all happen in divine timing. Everything happens for a reason, and although you may not know why it's happened, I left when I saw you with someone. So maybe masculine or feminine could have gone back to their ex. Masculine or feminine could have gone back to their ex to try and make it work with their ex. So that could have been a reason for the split. And I was getting that this masculine could have quite possibly chose to be with his karmic rather than his true twin flame or his true soulmate. And now he's yearning for that intimacy, that relationship to go ahead instead of putting a stop to it. So this masculine could have put a stop to this relationship, or feminine could have put a stop to this relationship, and now this masculine is wanting back. Oh. Then we've got freedom, independence, and self-determination. So one was definitely single, one was single, and one was in a relationship when you met. I left when I saw you with someone else. So quite possibly either masculine or feminine thought that masculine or feminine was with their ex. So decided to call it a day, as they didn't want to be a third wheeler. They didn't want to play home record. They didn't want to be a third wheeler anymore in this relationship and wanted something a bit more stable. But maybe at that time, masculine or feminine could not offer that stability, as they was head up their arse type of thing and unwilling to make a healthy choice. I replay our conversations over and over, and I'm starting to understand our connection, and I will wait for a sign from you. So they're waiting for a sign that you still think of them. They're waiting for a sign that you're still either in love or still in this connection. Are you still down for the ride? I'm afraid to contact you. So this is going back to he's writing or she's writing a message, then deleting it, and they're scared of, maybe scared of that love, maybe scared as this took masculine or feminine by surprise. Again, they didn't plan to feel this way. I wish I'd have treated you better, and you speak to me through music. Maybe they wish they treated you like their centerpiece instead of a side piece. But I am so attracted to you, is what masculine or feminine want to say. They are deeply attracted. Go back to, they find that energy, what you possess, that energy, what you carry, is quite sensual, quite sexual type of energy. Maybe you don't mean to come across that way, but definitely that energy field is just like oozing some sort of sex appeal. And it's really attractive to this masculine or this feminine. 13. And maybe they feel sometimes, because of that independence what you have, and because you've been single quite possibly for some time, they feel that you don't need them. They don't know what to bring to the table. Just being near you is intoxicating. So that energy is like intoxicating to this masculine or feminine. Again, it just oozes some sort of sex appeal. So they could quite possibly be thinking about sex a lot, in that lustful energy. But not just all about the sex. They want to make love. And they want to make love. So it's not just about sex. I remember every detail of that day. So quite possibly when you went into separation, maybe they remember every detail of that day. They remember every detail. So you could have fallen out, you could have both decided to go your separate ways, and this masculine or feminine again keeps writing messages and deleting because they really want to come back. I love you. And I left you before you could leave me. So they could have left before you left them. You could have left before they left you to go back to this other relationship. So what's going on with this other relationship, Spirit? What's going on with this other relationship? What's going on with this third party? He knows or she knows they messed everything up, and you were the best thing in my life. So basically, you are the best thing to ever happen to this masculine or feminine. And I couldn't let you get close to me, and my life is not together as it seemed. I mentioned that maybe everything's a bit messed up at the moment. You could have come into this masculine or feminine's life when they was going through turmoil, a lot of trials, a lot of tribulations, mental battles, physical battles, emotional battles, spiritual battles. So falling to pieces. So at that time where they was literally at their lowest, fell in love. The timing just wasn't right, yeah. The timing just wasn't right as they was at their lowest, but maybe you fell in love with them at their lowest, and you fell in love with them when they was feeling, or when they actually was, in one of the worst times of their life, you fell in love. And again, I replay our conversations over and over again. So really reminiscing of the times you spent together, and they want to be more than friends. You came closer than anyone. So again, it's a soulmate, and no one else can actually come closer than a soulmate or a twin flame, as you are part of each other's soul. So it's a soul connection. It's a deep, deep, deep soul connection, a high level advanced soulmate. This is a high level advanced soulmate or twin flame. I left you before you could leave me wants to come out again. So they maybe felt like you was going to leave them. I know I was a distraction from your pain, and I wish things could be different. So basically both going through a lot of trials, tribulations, trying times, and that's where you both distracted each other from that pain. They don't feel like they are the one for you. They feel like you deserve more than them. Or if you are single and independent, they feel like they can't bring nothing to the table. And I look for you everywhere. So they could be looking for you on social media, any of your social media accounts. And I left when I saw you with someone. So maybe went back to an ex, and that's when you kind of left before they could leave you. And maybe you felt that the timing wasn't right, and quite possibly going through some sort of trials, tribulations again. So many things remind me of you, and I hide who I really am from you, but I want to feel that way again. They really, like, they're hiding a part of themselves, so there's some part of themselves they don't want you to see, as they don't want to let you get close to them because they feel like they are hiding a part of themselves, maybe a part of themselves what they find is ugly. But I am grateful for that spiritual lesson. I'm grateful for that spiritual lesson. And I hope that you can forgive me one day. So again, I hope you can forgive me one day. Maybe that's going back to the ex and choosing the ex over you, but realising that this ex is not the soulmate, realising that you are actually high honour and